Let me say this just first, what a hate crime is. A hate crime first is a crime, so a battery, an assault, a vandalism, a robbery. It's a crime, and then in addition, the motivation for that crime is bias against a person because they're Asian, or they're Jewish, or they're gay, or they're from another country. So those two things together make a hate crime. What we're looking for is, can we show evidence of bias, of a motivation from the defendant to say, I'm committing this crime against this person in part because they are Chinese. Some of the ways in which we're able to show that is things that the defendant said. Often the defendants will say, go back to China, or you brought the China flu, and then punch the person, or vandalize their business after saying a slur like that. Other times, we look at the social media accounts that the defendants have to see what they're posting on their social media account. So why is it that this crime was committed against these Chinese people? And then we look at the social media account of the person and see that they're posting a lot of anti-Chinese things. So we're often looking at things that the defendant either said while the crime was being committed or things that they've said in the past. And of course, when we have a situation like we've had where numerous Asians are the victims from a single defendant, that's something that makes us suspicious and causes us to look for more evidence as to why this person is committing these crimes against Asians. In this case, all of the victims that were targeted were Asian women. And we say to ourselves, well, we live in a very diverse county where there are Asians, there are whites, there are blacks, there are Latinos, but these three defendants, all of their victims were Asian women. So one is, we look at that as evidence of what we would call targeting. In addition, in this case, the defendants openly spoke about picking out and choosing Asian women to rob because they thought that the kind of jewelry that Asian women had was better, or that Asian women would be likely to have cash on them. And so that is additional evidence of stereotyping and bias, and it's why we charged a hate crime allegation in addition to the robberies. I think that a hate crime is really a crime against three. Number one, it's a crime against that particular victim or victims. In the case we're talking about, those particular Asian women who were robbed. Secondly, it's a crime against everyone, all of the Asian Americans that live in the Bay Area. Hatred travels quickly. So when, a number of Asian women are targeted for robberies in San Jose, Asian women all over the Bay Area hear about that very soon. And fear and hatred can spread very quickly. And then third, and I think most importantly, it's really a crime against all of us as Americans who live in this country and are entitled to fair and equal treatment under the law. And it is an incredibly un-American thing to target someone because of how they look or where they're from. America is a land of immigrants, and our country has been greatly enriched by immigrants who've come here from all over the world, particularly from Asia.